The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2026 New Year edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Sicoscio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, George Powers.
Hey, Tom. I don't have that Tom radio voice, but I'm sitting here listening to you saying, boy, that's a good radio voice.
You know, it is, and it served me not at all in terms of greatness or money and power.
Yeah.
You know, if you were an administrator in like a school,
yes,
and you became a principal, you would be Principal Powers.
There we go.
That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Oh,
hey,
yes.
That's Principal. Well, nobody wants to mess with Principal Powers. Now we're back to Attorney John Murphy, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts.
Yeah. You know, your intro there, I was thinking, George, if you moved down from principal and got to run the whole district, you'd be Superpowers.
Yeah, I love that.
Superpowers.
That's cool.
I like that one.
That's a nice name. You know, I can't go anywhere with Sicoscio. Nobody even knows what that is.
Yeah, the Powers works. George was always the harder part. You know, Georgie, Porgy, Puddin' Pie, and all those kind of things. Yes, but we all have our weight to bear, as they say. But absolutely. I didn't pick Powers, but it works.
John, what law school did you go to?
I went to Syracuse.
Oh, you did go to Syracuse.
It was a last gasp. I didn't want to do my job anymore, you know. And back then you had to fill out each application separately and mail it.
Yeah.
By the time I got my test scores back, like the only one I could get it out to because I hand delivered it to Syracuse.
Yeah. What years were you there at SU?
I graduated in 87, so whatever that is.
87. You were right there in the prime.
87,
it's crazy because we were there at the same time at SU. Obviously, I wasn't in law. However, I was in law by proxy because my mom was the admin to Dean Braveman.
Oh, okay.
She worked directly for Dean Braveman.
I thought you were going to say because you're always in trouble.
No. But I'd go up to eat lunch with my mom, and I'd pick her up from the law school because that was a long walk from there to Sutter's.
Yes. Well, but it was downhill.
It was all downhill. Yes. After you went
Sutter's. Who remembers Sutter's anymore?
So when you got done with law school, did you immediately think wills and trusts?
No. I was going to be a litigation attorney. You know, wanted to do personal injury work.
Oh, okay.
And so I started in Rochester for a year. My uncle, when two other guys were opening up a law firm, and my uncle said, "We want you to come back, work for a year, establish yourself, and then we're going to bring you in a year after that."
Right.
And that law firm broke up in about 6 months.
Oh, jeez.
So, I went from job to job. I had a terrific mentor, Michael Harris and Peter Panels, and Michael just passed away this year, took me in part-time and really did some really interesting, fascinating cases with them. They did some really cool stuff. Right. And then I ventured out on my own. So, and then about 15 years later, I said, I don't want to do all this litigation anymore, going to court, being in night court, fighting, helping people fight over their kids and family court, all that other stuff. And, and you know my story about my wife's grandparents.
Sure.
And that was just the trigger. I said, hey, that looks like a great thing I can do. And, everybody's on the same page helping people.
Well, it's a very specialized, part of law. You have to know certain things. And we always talk about, is it Medicare or Medicaid? Medicaid.
Yeah.
And how extensive that the process is and the rules are. Yeah, How thick is the application? You talk about it in thickness.
It depends on the individual. What the application itself from social services is about 13 pages. It's the supporting documents, right? That 5 years of financial records.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the heaviest one we've ever recorded, we had one before we started weighing them, was 30 and a half pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, of paperwork.
That's crazy.
Husband and wife, both in long-term care. They came to us. We were able to preserve their home in about $300,000 and got them on Medicaid within about 8 months.
Okay. Yeah. And you do a lot of work with trusts too, don't you?
We do, yeah. The better planning is advanced planning with a trust, right?
Well, if someone's wondering if a trust is right for them, because there's different kinds of trusts. It's not a one-size-fits-all, is there?
No, and that's what, people go on, oh, my neighbors have a trust, so therefore my trust must do what their trust does. No. I always liken it to a car. What do you need it to do? And then we'll put all the options in, right?
Okay. Well, if a person wants to know more about this kind of thing, how would they go about finding it out? If they heard trusts, or someone like me says you should get a trust, what's the next step?
Well, call. Okay.
Phone call. Yeah.
We'll schedule a call with one of my paralegal case managers. 315-451-4700 is our direct office line. I know you guys have another one here. And they'll walk you through it. If it's a good fit, it's a good fit. Then we bring you into for a meeting. If it's not a good fit, we'll tell you. If you're struggling to make ends meet and you have a reverse mortgage on your home, you're not a good trust candidate. But let's make sure we have a will, power of attorney, healthcare proxy.
Yeah. And I have seen in my practice, way too many people pass away without a will. It's even when people are terminal, they don't always deal with the wills, and the mess that causes afterwards is tremendous.
We're putting together a horror stories little booklet.
Yeah.
A lady who did a handwritten will, and very clear what she wanted. There were nieces and nephews who were entitled to inherit from her because their siblings had died. Didn't want them to get anything. They wound up getting 3/4 of the estate.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a will, because it wasn't witnessed by two people. If she had it notarized, she thought that was sufficient.
Yeah. People don't like medical. Don't practice what you don't know.
Yeah, right. And that's so very true. Well, get on to Attorney John Murphy, the owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trust. John, if you want to give out that other number, I have a different number, but
315-451-4700 is our direct line, and our we have a specific number for the local show, but also. Zoe Advertising is launching a new webpage for us, hopefully by the end of the year.
Oh, fantastic.
Careers.
Oh, good.
Careers at Safe Harbor Wills and Trust. So
awesome. You're looking for a couple people, yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for an operations manager and an associate attorney who's interested in what we do.
Excellent. On the grow. SafeHarborWillsandTrusts.com. John, thank you, and have a great rest of the day.
You guys too.
All right.